the Instagram about, 10 minutes ago now, posted this, ready for some episode titles, to which I said, yes please, and we have some. Ready for an intergalactic exclusive, revealing the titles for episode 1, and then episode 1, The Robot Revolution, directed by Peter Hall, written by Russell D. Davies. Let's listen to the little overview here. And it's over a cardio rater, so it's got like a kind of hospital equipment there. You can see sort of an alien language. I'm going to assume this is going to be what Verada was doing in the promo picture. Then we have Lux, which Lux is the word for light, I believe, in Latin. So maybe it's the god of light. Also, interestingly, I believe this is obviously, this is episode 2, which we know, but this also looks like one of the filming location shots. So I wonder if it was that, or whether they took it on set. They probably took it on set themselves, but it is funny how similar it looks. But yeah, episode 2, Lux. So it looks so far, at least, like the leaked titles for the most part are accurate, at least the ones via Doctor Who filming locations. Obviously, I know that there were some other leaks of like a iPlayer kind of like leak, but I believe that was fake and was just going off of what Doctor Who filming locations had said. But these first 2 are accurate and directed by Amanda Brocci, who I believe we've mentioned before. So I initially assumed that these were coming out every half an hour, but judging by this, it's looking like it's going to be every couple of minutes. I think there's just another one that's just gone up. The Well is episode 3. Okay, I didn't know this one. This one is new. This one is new to me. So let's look at the video. So we got a new video of this kind of doorway closing. Okay, so it's a well. Interesting. Maybe like a gravity well, because I'm still under the assumption and the belief that this is a gravity-based episode. That's still my assumption. But well kind of implies underground. So maybe they're underground, and maybe they're diving underground. Maybe that's what they're doing instead of going through the sky. Maybe I was wrong there. But this is the first one written by someone else. Obviously, here we've got Sharma Angel Warfel, directed by Amanda Brocci again. So this is Russell D. Davies and Sharma Angel Warfel, which I believe we knew it was a co-write, right? I think. But yeah, this is our first one that I didn't know. The first 2 sound familiar. This one is new to me, at least. As we thought. Yeah, so the first 2 titles are accurate. The third one is new to me. Already we got people in here saying don't care. Why have you got notifications on for the Doctor Who Twitter account if you don't care then? Because you clearly do, because this only came out like a minute ago. This is what I always find funny. Like, I always get comments being like, oh, don't care about Doctor Who. I had one like yesterday being like, don't care about Doctor Who, see you in 10 years. And it's like, okay, but you're watching a Doctor Who news video. What do you expect me to do? Not cover it? And it's like, that's my thing. That's what I do. I cover Doctor Who news. Yeah, I'm going to cover the latest series. Like, what? Why are you having a go at me for? Anyway, Lucky Day. Ooh, okay, so this one is obviously the Ruby-themed episode, which they've not been subtle about. Are UNIT keeping aliens in their HQ? Okay, so this is interesting because this kind of confirms what I believed from the season 2 filming months ago, which was the idea that essentially UNIT are going to be protested and kind of like be seen to be more, people are going to be a lot more skeptical of UNIT, and kind of they've been keeping secrets away from the public with regards to, oh my god, wait, I just realised that's Henrik's in the background there. If you look very closely, that's the Henrik shop from Rose. So yeah, it seems like they're going to be doing a storyline based around the idea that people are becoming increasingly skeptical of UNIT. UNIT continues to be asked difficult questions as pressure is rising on what exactly happens to their London central headquarters. Oh, so something happens to the big tower? Interesting. Oh, very interesting. You've also got the footage of the destroyed Big Ben here as well from the Slitheen two-parter. So yeah, this very much, I wonder if they're going to frame it as like UNIT have kind of been lying to people. Obviously we know that like people's knowledge of aliens has been periodically erased via like various time events, but also UNIT themselves. If you remember back to Day of the Doctor, they have that whole memory filtration system for anyone who works for them. So obviously the people who work for them have no recollection of the monsters either. Yeah, so this one's called Lucky Day. And then you can see, obviously, Ruby here as well. So this is the Ruby-themed episode. Written by Pete McTeague and directed by Peter Hoare. Very, very cool. Very, very excited to see this. And I believe another one has just dropped, so let me refresh that. The Story in the Engine. Ooh. Yeah, that's a new one on me. Lucky Day sounds familiar. This one is a new one. I'm glad not all of them leaked and that some of them have been a surprise. So this one is the one written by Inua Ellam, which is a new writer again, and directed by Michaela McPherson. I think I'm saying that right. Let me watch this. So you got The Story in the Engine, and then we've got a barbershop, and then Missing People here. So, I said in yesterday's video, going over the teaser trailers, that potentially the sort of house-looking location is on top of that spider, and obviously we see a spider here. So I'm guessing it's not actually a house, but instead a barbershop where people have gone missing, and it's a result of this spider, maybe? But what's the engine got to do with it? I mean, The Story in the Engine, I immediately think of Thomas the Tank Engine. Also, just going back to this one as well, I just realised at the very end you see the monster that we've seen in Season 2 filming as well, and in the trailer in Germany. Annecy is episode 5, let's go. So yeah, is that the name of the African god of stories that I was heard rumoured? I'm going to do another theory video on Season 2 before it comes out. And then Interstellar Song Contest, written by Juno Dawson, directed by Ben A. Williams. So that's Rylan there, 803rd Song Contest. I think this one is the most obvious one. I think we've known this one for a while, so no surprises here, really. Very space-themed. Not much to say there other than, yeah, it's exactly what we expect, really. But I'm very intrigued by that, The Story in the Engine. I'm very intrigued by that. Could be a better name. I mean, yeah, but I guess on the one hand you could say that, but on the other hand you could say, well, it does what it says on the tin. You know, there's no need for confusion, I guess. Oh, Planet Belinda. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't notice that. So Belinda. Oh, that's interesting. Is the planet named after her? Maybe as a result of her being there so long, or is it more to do with her being spread through time, a la Clara Oswald? And obviously we know via the Season 2 trailer that the face replicating is going to be a part of this series as well. So maybe there's more to that than I initially thought. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Well, now I'm just really intrigued to see what the final two are called, because obviously that's going to be our first look at the titles for the finale. Honestly, I just think it's a joke. Could be. Wishworld. Ooh. Oh, very interesting. Oh, it's very different from what I was expecting. Wishworld. Wow. You can see an alien in the background here, and look. Oh, look, you can see the bone structure from the Season 2 trailer. So is this inside a giant, fossil? That'd be sick. So is this more kind of the fantasy realm mixing with the earthly realm? Is that what we're going towards here? Kind of the colliding of the god world of, all these different god characters mixing in with the current... You know how in, Series 6, you get all the timelines conflated together? That, but it's all these different, fantasy realms colliding together? Maybe? That's a potential theory I have. But yeah, you can see an alien in the background here, so I'm really, really curious. And we also have... I wonder what the significance of the clock is. So obviously, time travel is the most immediate thing that jumps out to me there. Could it potentially be something, to do with that? I'm not sure. Maybe time being altered in some sort of way. It's written by Russell Davis and directed by Alex Sanjeev Pillai. Very, very nice. Interesting. I'm glad that not all of these leaked. A lot of them did, but some of them haven't. First part of the finale, you can see the skeletons. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So is this inside the sort of the fossil thing that we've seen? Oh my god, this looks whimsical yet gothic. Yeah, it kind of gives me, what's it called? What's the film called with David Bowie in it? With the goblins. Not the goblins from Doctor Who, but the fantasy goblins. I can't think of it now, it's going to bother me. The Reality War. Okay, so different realities going to war against each other? Borough of Hackney. Interesting. So it's taking place in Hackney. Ooh. Wow, okay. The Reality War. Interesting. I can't lie. I'm going to say it. Everything I have seen of this series so far has looked good. I'm gonna be honest, and a lot of people will say, oh, but I wasn't so sure on season 1, so I'm not too sure whether to get excited about this. And I understand that. I mean, I'm more positive on season 1 than probably a good chunk of people are. I still think it has a lot of issues, but I do think it has a lot of redeeming, qualities as well. But man, am I the only one who thinks that all of this looks really promising? You do find some of the titles really on the nose. I mean, some of them are simple, like the Robot Revolution, you're like, yeah, that is really simple. But I sometimes think less is more. Like I sometimes think maybe that's a good thing, that we're not overdoing it. Labyrinth. Yeah, I'm not the only one. I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I look at this and I'm genuinely looking at it and being like, damn, this all looks really promising. Like, I know that some people have some concerns over particularly the Interstellar Song Contest, which I do understand, but I gotta be honest, everything just seems like season 1, but kind of like improved. Like, every sort of criticism people had of season 1, but kind of improved. So like, okay, we want more sci-fi. Okay, so you've got episodes 1 and 3, which are very kind of traditional sci-fi looking. Okay, we want it to be darker. Okay, you've got episodes like Lucky Day, which are very much giving that vibe, and The Story and the Engine are very much giving that vibe. We want more space themed. Okay, you got Interstellar Song Contest. And, I mean, this finale is not giving the vibe of something that's going to be... Obviously, I could be wrong, but this looks like an original idea to me. Like, it doesn't look like Wishworld's going to come out and then, surprise, it's the Rani. Like, I don't see that being the way that they take it. I mean, I could be wrong, and they very much could. But I'm kind of hopeful for, like a brand new villain to come out of this. The whole reality Wishworld stuff sounds sick. Possibly the land of fiction. Ooh! Personally, I don't like fantasy over sci-fi and Doctor Who, but I'm ready to be proven wrong with season 2. Well, the thing is, this one, I mean, obviously, we're only seeing brief snippets here, but at least from what I'm seeing here, this looks like it's getting that balance right more. Last year, episode 4 was 73 yards. Whilst it wasn't hugely relevant, it did tie into the finale with the whole Roger William stuff, and also, it was also incidentally like an alternate timeline, and it was also the last Ruby-centric episode. So I'm guessing the trend of these two series is the midpoint Ruby-centric episode is where all the chaotic stuff happens, by the looks of things. I think the thing that really fascinates me, though, is this whole thing of, like, UNIT keeping aliens and, like, the public finding out and kind of being outraged by it. Is that also a shot from Army of Ghosts as well? I'm loving the little bits of world building with this. What does that say? Extraterrestrial Highway? Is that a reference to, like, Area 51? Because we know, actually, speaking of that, the Area 51 episode was a cancelled episode of Season 1, right? They were originally going to do Op Series 14. Wait, hold on. Lucky Day. But it also said, with host Conrad Clark. So Conrad is who we believe to be Ruby's boyfriend, right? I nearly said girlfriend then. And it says subscribe now. So maybe he... Oh, okay. Idea. Maybe he's hosting like an alien podcast thing, who is kind of, one of those alien kind of like conspiracy podcasts. And he gets involved with Ruby, not just because he fancies her, but also because he knows she has a connection to these aliens and to the Doctor and to UNIT. I'm just saying, that'd make a lot of sense. Actually, as well, that's another good point. We know that UNIT are a big part of War Between Land and Sea, and one can assume that War Between Land and Sea takes place after the events of Season 2. And if people are more skeptical of UNIT, then that could explain, why the Sea Devils strike then, because, maybe they see UNIT as potentially being more vulnerable. Especially because if you look at it there, it says that, let me get it up again. Let me go back. UNIT continues to be asked difficult questions as pressure is rising on what exactly happens. Oh, is it what happens in? Oh, it might be happens in their new... it might be what happens in there. Okay. Global warming, that's on the aliens. Nice. Just blame the aliens for global warming. Nice. Yeah, that makes sense. We would let's be honest, if aliens were found on Earth, we would totally just blame them for everything. Like, wouldn't we? Let's be honest. I'm in a weird spot right now with Doctor Who. The trailer looks like such a vibe, but I also didn't love Series 1, and I'm pessimistic about the show's future. I understand that, Atomize. I mean, obviously, I liked it more than a lot of people do, but I do understand that. Empire Death did leave me feeling somewhat deflated, especially after enjoying a lot of the rest of the series. I did feel let down. However, I have to say, everything we've been seeing so far with regards to this series looks good. I have to be honest and give credit where it's due. I think this all looks great. I can't lie. If I thought it looked bad, I would say, but I don't think it does currently. I mean, that doesn't mean that it won't have problems. It almost certainly will, but I'm just saying, judging by everything we're seeing, it's very positive. Comrade seems to be a pawn or a ploy. Something's up with him for sure. My theory is the trickster. Interesting. I mean, I would love the trickster to come back. I don't know whether it'll be him, but I would love the trickster to come back at some point for sure. Do we think the person in Wishworld teaser could be a Time Lord in Wargame style clothing? I can have another look, but I didn't immediately get Time Lord vibes. I mean, you could be right, and I could be wrong, but I didn't immediately get that impression. Let me get it back up. Yeah, I'm not really getting Time Lord vibes. In fact, those look like horns to me. Yeah, those definitely look like horns, kind of like devil horns almost. I think what I like about them is that they're all quite simple. You know, there isn't any like, you know, not to keep harping on it, but there isn't any like the Battle of Ranskor of Kolos or the Saranga Conundrum. You know, things that are going to be hard for kids to say and are hard to remember. These are all quite simple but effective, which I like. Wonder if there's some multiverse stuff going on. I mean, potentially. I mean, I remember, wasn't it in Flux? They had they kind of, I mean, I know that the multiverse has kind of been a thing for a while because we had parallel universes in the original RTD run, but like they were in between full universes in Flux, so maybe. I hope they don't go too far with that though, because like I'm a bit multiversed out just by like the fact that everything is like to do with the multiverse now. Dalek finale? I don't think so. I mean, it's possible. I mean, I know that like the Daleks did detonate the reality bomb in Series 4. So I'm not going to completely rule it out. But, like, judging by these two, it's not giving Dalek to me. So the Rani is experimenting with reality? Could be the Rani. I kind of hope it isn't. Unless, I mean, maybe Mrs. Flood is the Rani. Maybe Mrs. Flood isn't necessarily the Rani, but she could be someone. She could be the key to this. She could be the reason reality is being the way that it is. There's a weird light that appears above the clock in Wishworld. Yeah! So that to me, I mean, that to me looks like... Okay, so... Go with me on this. The light here looks to me like Artron energy. If you remember, do you remember Wailing of Sarah Jane Smith? Sarah Jane Adventures, when Clyde gets the Artron energy on him. Yeah, you see this? This. Artron energy would mean a trickster finale. I mean, potentially, yeah. If done correctly, the Doctor realising he's in a TV show would be really cool. It would. I mean, I did make that theory last year, and it turned out to be wrong. So I'm not going to make that theory this year, but to anyone who wishes to make that theory, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope it's true for you. Wishworld leading to the reality war sounds like we have some sort of god-time technology that can grant someone's wish that breaks reality. Doubt it'll be as simple as the tricks. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with that. This definitely seems more complex. And again, I don't think it is just going to be a case of, oh, it's insert classic villain doing it. This seems a bit more complicated than that. The series looks good, but I can't get myself all hyped again just to be disappointed. I really hope that RTD can learn from his mistakes, but the logical part of my brain says no. Yeah, I mean, I did see someone say that, like Russell was washed in chat, and, like, look, I definitely think this era has been weaker than his first one. I will concede on that. But I also think he has written some good stuff at this go-around. Like, I really loved, you know, Wild Blue Yonder. I mean, I'm also a Giggle defender. I love, you know, Dot and Bubble. I really like 73 Yards. Obviously, Boom is Stephen Moffat, but it's part of this era, and I love that as well. Like, I don't think it's completely devoid of merit, like some people on the internet seem to think. What really annoys me about the internet is, like, so many times things are either fantastic or awful, and there's no, like, in-between. You can it's either one or the other. And I'm, you know, on many things, a lot of us are somewhere in the middle. And that's where I find myself with this current era. It's like, I agree with a lot of the criticisms of it, but I also think it has a lot to offer as well. Does that make sense? Oh, you might have been onto something there, Autism King. Is that the guy with horns in the Wishworld trailer teaser, sorry, the same guy who appears behind Freddie Fox in the Eurovision Song Contest teaser for him? You very much could be right. Because he's a villain as well, isn't he? Ooh, so maybe they are more connected than I think they are. Mrs. Flood theory, now we have episode titles. You know what? I'll just throw one out there. I think she's the god of wishes. She grants wishes, that's what she does. There you go. New theory. There you go.